here now.
Oh, God.
Do you know why Brandi Glanville was rushed to the hospital?
Girlfriend. No, the only thing I like to hold back from the kids is the RHONJ. Listen, they say, well,
What's the word on the curb, baby?
oh,
Is
God.
word on the street. What is word on the street about her? Okay, for people who are like, wait, what are you talking about? Brandi made some headlines this week, and I want to know. I mean, you have to get to the bottom of this,
I
because
love
two big
Brandi.
things about Brandi have me wondering. First of all, Brandi's son, one of her sons, she has a 16-year-old son, 20-year-old son with Eddie Ciprian. And so one of them called 911. She's apparently had some incident. She like passed out at home. She was like unconscious for a minute. They call 911. She was rushed to the hospital. And then I don't know if she social media about it when she got to the hospital, but then apparently a psychologist, and maybe it was just like coincidental timing, a psychologist reached out and said, "Hi, Brandi. I'm so-and-so from Bravo Network. I'm a psychologist. Would you have time to do a phone call today to talk about your life or whatever?" And she's like, "I don't even know who the hell you are. Bravo never had psychologists. Who is this?" What do you make of all this? Like, what do you know? Do you know anything about the medical emergency? Was this alcohol related? Where are you at?
I mean, this is like, there's so much going on with this statement of yours, Sarah. First of all, she says, which I don't understand. Look, I just got my touch up when I was in LA. I got my tox. It's moving a little bit. I got Dysport. I got a little filler in my temples here, which actually I was opposed to because I normally get filler in my cheeks, but I got it in my temples. The woman was like, "That's what you need." And it does pick up the face a little bit. So Brandi apparently says that her face blew up. So I don't know if this is from the shots. I mean, I'm a little swollen. You blow up a little bit. And I mean, I don't know how that causes you to faint. She didn't even say, but apparently her face blew up and that caused her to faint in typical Brandi fashion. And I love Brandi. She's been on this podcast. One of my truly favorites ever. That does not even make any sense to me. Did you get your shots and that you blew up and you passed out? Those two things are not related as far as I'm concerned. I don't get it. Is it alcohol related according to your question? Well, I think she might be on the list. I say Sonia. I say Shannon Bedore. Who else do I say and Taylor Armstrong. Those are the three on the list. I'm going to unfortunately have to add Brandi. I think she's the fourth one. I'm sure there's others, but these are the four that come to my mind. And people say Luann. Well, Luann, let me tell you, has cleaned it up. And every time I see her, she's just fine. I think Brandi has a real problem with drinking. Could it be drinking related? Sure. Now, what's more interesting is, yes, who is this person? Like, this brings me back to the Patrick Somers web. He's showing screenshots of like, look, Lisa Rinna, Denise Richards texted me back and DM'd me back and said, "Oh, you have dirt on Rinna? I would love to have dinner with you at Polo at Beverly Hills Hotel. Meet me there at 7. I'm like, I don't know what these screenshots are, but Denise fucking Richards, as she likes to call herself, is not dumb enough to put in a DM, "I want to take down Rinna. Meet me at Beverly Hills Hotel for a martini." So I'm like, dude, I don't know what type of Photoshop this is.
What happened to him?
So do I think that some random psychologist that, according to you, they never had, reached out to Brandi and is texting? I mean, is it possible? That's a sign you don't want to talk about her. Apparently we have a ban. I'm not even supposed to mention her name anymore. We just banned it earlier in the show. That's a sign maybe of the reckoning. Maybe Miss Frankel is doing good work and this is a reckoning that we're seeing. And maybe that's something new that they're doing now. I don't know. I really don't know. But I tend to believe Brandi. Again, I just go back to like, with health issues, which is all that I care about in life, I don't put my shit out there, not criticizing anyone. What are you doing in a hospital after being rushed by 911 and you're tweeting and texting? And these people are all fucking sick. Again, the day this job goes away, I'm either going to A, retire, B, I'm going to open a PR agency and get press for everyone else in the world.
I would hire you in a heartbeat. Yes, go on. Yeah,
I would listen. I'm 10,000 a month. I'm 10,000 a month, but I'm going to give you a discount. I'll give you a discount.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll give you a discount. Mind you, I'll also book your show. I'll book guests. So it's like, you got to give me something, girl.
You would you could run Alex Cooper, Call Her Daddy. You could run that show better than that show is being run. Like,
I was just going to say, or I'm going to start.
She's like pretty good, but they got a pretty good team. They have a very good team, but
I'll start a podcast network. So cancel me, baby, please. you'll never see me you will never see me on social media again. I will be there one day and I will be dead to the world the next. You will never see me there again. I will make my account private, delete everyone, and just post my picture so I have a place to store them. So when I'm 90 and alone on my deathbed, I can look back at my life. Hopefully, if I still have my memory, which I'm not so sure I will, and just enjoy life.
Look, I'm coming to hospice with all my kids. I'm coming to visit you at hospice, and I'm rolling in all my children. I know you're probably not going to want to see a bunch of kids.
I might, if I'm that lonely, if I'm all alone in the world, maybe that's when I'll start to love children, and I'll welcome them, and I'll be like, please stay, children, please stay with me. Please don't leave the room. Please don't leave me alone.
Anyway, okay. Well, I didn't know if you had any insight. I mean, that was rather alarming. I love me some Brandi Glanville. And the other thing is, she says she's extremely, extremely stressed. She said, guys, you don't even know the stress that's going on. I think that has to be related to girls' trip. I mean, I know we've got a wrap here, but is there any update on this girls' trip with Brandi and Caroline?
Well, we do have to wrap. She has said recently, you don't understand. This is like they're holding my mental state hostage because they're not releasing this. Listen, I called this too. Again, Melissa Gorga will never be fired. I said Carla and Lindsay will be together forever. I'm not always right. I was right when I said Girls Trip 4 is not going to come out for a long time. We're re-editing. Now we have New York coming out first. I hate to break. Brandi keeps saying, please, first of all, shame on you, Brandi, for being this fucking dumb. You don't know at this point how this corporate machine works. She's saying, please air Girls Trip 4 because I want the world to see. I will be vindicated. This narrative is out, and I agree with all of this. This narrative is out there that I did this to this woman, that I'm a sexual predator, and when this is being held over my head, and it is torture because this narrative is out there everywhere I go. Please air it. The only mistake in this is that she thinks this is going to bring her closure. Girl, one, I don't know if we're ever going to see this. Two, I think it'll be a black screen. Three, I don't even know if we're going to mention this. I don't think personally, I don't think she's going to get the closure she needs by having this aired. I don't. Brandi, you know how this works, girlfriend. You know, they don't care about you, girl. She's she really is.
I know.
Kind-hearted, deep, like she's a nice person. She doesn't have a mean bone in her body. She really doesn't.
No, I think, look, I mean, and I hate to see where we're at because I feel like she was on such a return, on such being on Real Housewives of, or the Girls Trip season 2, up at Dorinda's. I feel like she was there, and maybe production just really did her dirty. And like you said, I can't, here I go. Like, I'll be like, oh, probably in another year, I'll be like, Bethenny's the savior that helped all these people.
Right. Like, where is she?
I can't stand her.
Like, where is she? She is a prime example. Like, I mean, listen, I know Bethenny's backed up, but Bethenny, listen, people loved my saying that Nene Leakes should just call me and surrender and just do the Atlanta recaps. I mean, they love that. Brandi should go. Bethenny, you should get Brandi. Brandi should go on The Reckoning. Brandi should sign up. They're done with you, Brandi. They're done. I'm giving you good advice. Go and try to fight for something with The Reckoning, maybe. I don't know, girl. You wore me out, Sarah. You got me riled up.
I love you,
Where can we find you? Where can we find you? You're such a superstar.
Oh, well, right back at you. I enjoy you so much. At the Sarah